is a Monday, and we have about an hour car ride ahead of us. And so I thought it'd be fun to do a quick little get to know you Kyle's driving video with Kyle and I. We're celebrating our 8th year wedding anniversary, so that's exciting. Last year, I'll link the videos down below. You can see I surprised Kyle in my wedding dress for the first time in years, and we took pictures, and that was a lot of fun. And then we also did a Q&A last year for our 7th year anniversary. It's just gonna be fun, and we'll answer some questions. Sound good, hun?
Yep.
But the first thing is, where did we meet? You want me to say it?
Sure.
Okay, so we met at a cookout today.
Memorial Day, yeah.
Oh my goodness. I think, were we 15 or 16? 16?
I think 16.
Yeah, so we were 16. Was today, that's cool. And I still remember what he was wearing, and he had the curly, cute hair. A lot of people there. I didn't talk with like everybody. I didn't know many of the people, but he caught my eye. So we talked and flirted a little bit. I'm not gonna leave you on there too long because it's hard to hear, but it gives my arm a break. So yeah, we met on Memorial Day. That's cool. Didn't even think about that. Okay, next, where was our first date? Which first date? Do you remember? Say what you think it is then.
You think it's Olive Garden?
That's what I was gonna say. It was Olive Garden. Confusing because we hung out a couple times. We weren't like dating. One time after dance, you took me to Starbucks for my birthday, and we weren't dating then either. So Olive Garden. It'd be fun sometime to try to recall all of our dates. He'd come home from school, and we would just want to hang out. So we would be at his house or my house, and we'd go to the park, and we'd stay up late and watch movies and walk and things like that a lot, didn't we?
Yeah.
But like, we did go on dates, we'd go to movies, but usually it'd be like anniversaries or holidays that we'd go out to eat.
Yeah, that's true.
So what was your first impression of me? I kind of already answered this. I thought he was really cute, and he had curly hair, and I really liked him. And he was very sweet and easy to talk to, and I wasn't like nervous when I talked to him. It was just really like, it went well when we met. That was mine. Do you have a first impression?
I remember thinking how much fun you were to talk to, and how I was hoping that I'd get to see you more, but I didn't really know if I would, because you weren't, at that time, you weren't even in the group that my family was a part of, so I didn't really know how I would see you more, but I was hoping that I would.
I do remember you smiled really big when I came into school that first day.
Oh yeah.
And we saw each other, and you were like, hi. And we talked. When did we meet each other's family? Well, technically we met each other's family at that cookout. Did you talk to any of my family? Did you talk to like
I think I spoke to Jason.
Yeah, and I remember meeting his sister, which became a really good friend of mine. But then the first time we like really hung out was that next spring break. We hung out like every day that week. And we went to the mall, we went to the park, and that was like way before we were official. I think it's supposed to be for each other. What is one food that I don't like? Do you know of a food that I don't like?
Yeah, you really don't like fish?
Yep. It's really hard to think of a food that Kyle doesn't like, because I don't really feel like there is one, but he's not a fan of roast. Does that seem good to say? Yeah. I really like the roast meat with potatoes and like carrots.
Yeah, I don't like soups with a lot of just beans.
That's true. Soups with a lot of beans.
Just like the red.
What kind of cake would you have on your birthday? Kyle would have an ice cream cake from Dairy Queen.
That's right.
And then before, do you remember what kind that I liked? It's not really a fair question.
Funfetti?
Yes, good. Okay, what drink do I order when we go out to eat? Well, we don't go out to eat, but we can say our favorite drink. Kyle's is coffee, but the sparkling grapefruit water, but it's made with real fruit. What's that called? It starts with an S.
I don't know.
But those are your two favorite drinks, am I right?
Yeah.
What would you say mine is?
Well, you drink drink a lot of iced coffee, but you also drink those electrolyte drinks a lot.
Yeah. And Zevias.
That's true.
I like the electrolyte drinks, but that's more out of necessity. I pretty much do have to drink one a day. Okay, well my arm's really hurting. We might pick this up more in a half hour on the way home, but just wanted to do a little, just get to know us a little bit. If you guys ever have any fun questions you want to answer or anything like that, but the in-depth Q&A, I'll link it down below. There's 2 parts, and there's lots of fun stories from when we were dating, even being chased by the cops, and just some advice. I do want to say, with 8 years marriage, a lot of times people ask, like, isn't it so hard that you guys have such hardships of being sick? And of course, it's so hard being sick all the time. But I want to talk about what's so good about marriage, and we still enjoy being married.
That's right.
There's so much that is, you know, a lot of people that are married 8 years, they have a kid, 2 kids, even 3 kids. One thing that, and even though, you know, that was a desire and being sick has not allowed that, try to focus on is how much we do get to hang out. And we talk about this all the time. We're like, I'm just so glad we can hang out together all the time and be with each other. We really are best friends, and we say that all the time too. And so even if we can't go out, and us being in the car, like, this is fun for us. We haven't done stuff like this in a long time. Being able to be together and do life together even when it's hard. We thankfully, because of our faith and lessons we've learned and stuff like that, our marriage has definitely grown and it's gotten better each year. Do you have anything you feel like about 8 years of marriage?
It's important to still just be intentional, and it's a team effort, so it's important to take that into consideration and just focus on their needs and wants, and not just on yourself, because it is a team effort. When
we focus on the other person, like, more rewarding and like fulfilling it is, like, when you love someone so much, you want them to be happy, you know?
That's right.
And so I'm unhappy if he's unhappy. When he feels sick, I feel extra sad and don't feel well. You want to be around that person, you want them happy. Echoing everything he says is just so true.
I'd say that the positives and when things go right, it's just that much more enjoyable to be able to share that with someone, and I mean, that's a real positive. Even if there are difficulties or other things can be difficult, it's definitely all worth it.
Yeah, I think that we say this a lot, that like, one thing, even though like we have such hardship with sickness, that's not against each other. So we always focus on finding the joy in the little things. And so for us, spending time together, watching Netflix, drinking a sparkling water together, like at the end of the evening, having popcorn on carb days, like walk around our block at nights, like we find that very special. And a lot of times I think about, yeah, it's hard. You can think, oh, well, things that could be moving forward aren't because of sickness. But sickness aside, a lot of people's life doesn't, you know, turn out the way they thought it would, right?
Right.
And I think back to when we were dating, the things we're doing now to do when we were dating and spending so much time apart because of school, or, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so when we focus on just the blessings and joys and the little things, marriage still is extremely fulfilling. You know, having kids, to being healthy doesn't complete a marriage, or, you know, you never know what tomorrow's gonna bring. And so we're just so grateful to be married. I say it a lot.
Yeah.
And so we try to just reassure each other and affirm that, and it makes it a happy experience.
I think it's already kind of the things that I said, and it's the little stuff. It's not one huge thing that is like, oh, this is why it's great. It's the little moments of getting to spend time together, and when you don't feel well, or when, you know, you're having a bad day, being able to be encouraged or have someone that can be there and pick you up and support you really makes a big difference. So
that's totally true, and we're definitely blessed to be married. I'm so grateful that we aren't going through this life without each other. We definitely don't take for granted that we do have each other through these hard times. I know there's many people that are single, and that doesn't mean you can't get through being sick or any type of hardship by any means. We do want to acknowledge that. We really enjoy each other's company, and that's important. And I think if you ever have issues, to squash them and talk about them. Don't let things fester. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and end this here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Just wanted to have a little conversation with you guys. It's a little hard being on here. I can't show him and me at the same time, and my arm's gonna be very sore the rest of the day and probably tomorrow. But yeah, we appreciate you guys, and thank you for helping us raise awareness by this channel. And again, if you ever have any questions for Kyle or for me, both of us, see you guys soon. Okay, you guys know I love my projects, but unfortunately I just don't feel good enough to do them like I used to. I grew up helping my mom do projects like all the time. And I'm seeing if I can sand this down a little bit. Realistically, this should be like all blasted and stuff, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do and what you can do. And if this is it, this is it. So I want to buy some rust-free paint, and I want to paint over this. Spray paint would be easiest, but the toxic fumes in spray paint I could not handle. So probably won't do that. They're both like, what are you doing? Okay, I'm gonna have to stop, but it actually came off like better than I thought it would. I'm gonna try to angle this up so I don't have to blur out houses. But that came off well. That still needs more. That still needs more, but you can see it all down there. Getting there is just gonna take me quite a few times to do, just because it really hurts my arms and wrist. But now I'm gonna go on my walk.